Afternoon, everyone. I think my previous speaker touched upon very important points, which is clinical excellence and business efficiency. Very large part of my career I have spent amongst guys who worry about P&L and bottom lines. I'm this space for last 5 years, though I'm a doctor, but I've been in this field for last 5 years. But first 15 years I worked for a company called Hindustan Lever, which day in, day out actually we worried about bottom lines and top lines. So I think this business efficiency component in my experience is just coming in healthcare. And primarily because a lot of investment is flowing in from outside, and people who put in their money in this space, they would definitely want to know what returns it's generating. So I think my experience is that all of us in this space are now faced with two tasks in hand. One is, of course, the clinical excellence on one side, and also making sure business of healthcare is run efficiently. And IT provides, or ICT provides actually both the solutions. When I joined this company 5 years back, the first investment I made was in these dashboards, which my previous speaker spoke about. There's a product called ClickView. In fact, my IT head is sitting here. He was instrumental in implementing that. Basically, as a CEO of this company, I just couldn't operate without any information. So I actually wanted something to be on my table to know what's going on in the company. The second interesting aspect, which is very peculiar to our business, which is the pathology, which is not there as much as in hospitals, I find that very interesting, is that I actually don't need patient. I actually need patient sample. So what it does to me is that I can collect a sample somewhere else, I can test it some other place, at point B, and I deliver the report at point C. So it actually makes it so interesting, scalable business that it somewhat becomes like a banking sector or any other service sector wherein you can actually deliver the service anytime, anywhere. And it actually, a patient doesn't need to come to me. I just need to go to the patient. All I need to know is that he or she needs me. And information and communication technology can really help you as you come out of, let's say, either a hospital or a private OPD. All I need is what is written on the prescription, and the patient needs a test. And he can easily SMS or take a picture of that prescription and send it to me, and then I am immediately send my home collection boy to collect the samples. So it's like anytime, anywhere sort of a concept. And what I'll do now in next, say, about 4-5 minutes to share with you very quickly as to how we have leveraged technology to really run our business operations. Before I go further, let me set the context as to what size of operation we are talking about. As already mentioned by the moderator, is that we are the oldest, most trusted lab in the country. We are a 60-year-old setup, actually started by Dr. Lal's father, so it's a second generation. We test about 12,000 samples per day. We have 50 labs across the country, and they are all networked on a real-time basis. It's not that they are all independent operation. On a real-time basis, I can even access any of these labs sitting here itself. 700 collection centers. These are the points where we collect samples. We don't test blood samples. And then we have about 3,000 pickup points. And pickup points are the one which are like hospitals or other smaller labs which outsource to us. We are testing about 4 million patients every year, and this number is actually growing at about 30-40% per annum. Currently, we are employee strength is about 1,500, 65 pathologists, 700 technical staff, 200 marketing boys, and 200 courier boys. We are a large logistics company, actually, if you keep testing outside. So you can imagine what's really going on. Another interesting feature of our business is that 80% of our samples actually move from point A, which is point of collection, to point of testing. And many of us may not know that fact. And that's how large chains operate, even in the US as well. This is a pictorial view of our network. We are largely concentrated in northern and eastern part of India. Very limited presence in south and west. Maybe next 5 years you will see an aggression from our side in this part of the country as well. This is another pictorial way of looking at it, that we have a central lab in Delhi, which is Asia's largest lab, 86,000 square feet. We have not yet announced it officially. We are operating out of that place now. 50 satellite labs, which I talked about, and 700 to 800 collection centers. They are all connected with each other on a real-time basis. And you will see that blue line, which is a physical flow of sample and the digital flow of reports going back to the point of collection and point of delivery. I've actually summed it up in next 3 charts as to how we are using IT, and we use very state-of-art ultra software. This is from Triple G now. This is a part of GE company, and this is the lab information system. And in fact, this company invested in this software way back in 1999. And Dr. Lal tells me this lab is the first one to implement this. Currently, Ultra is used by at least top 100 labs of this world, including LabCorp and the Quest in the US. We basically use this software to achieve clinical excellence. It's all about, once you collect a sample, it should really be untouched by human hands after that. So once a sample gets barcoded, after that machines take it over. And all it does is that, because it's already registered through a barcode, and then machines only keep talking to the system, to server, to find out what the test details are. So it actually helps us to sort the various samples, aliquot it to send it to various departments. Then the machines are actually bi-directionally interfaced with our system, so that machines actually talk to servers, find out if there is a barcode number, what tests need to be conducted. The moment tests are conducted, it actually sends it back to the software, and on the screen, our doctors can validate the report and upload it on the net. So after you register the sample, actually you don't need to touch it. It just goes into machine and report comes out. All is managed by this lab information system, which is called Ultra. Now you are actually having even state-of-art. We have latest sort of upgrade we have implemented recently, about 2 months back. So that's how we manage quality aspect of it, clinical excellence. What I found is, when we came here, we were having some problem on commercial side of business, as I mentioned to you about the business efficiency. The reason being, many of these softwares are primarily initially built for Western markets. And you may be familiar with the Western markets, that Indian healthcare is very largely out of pocket. It's not insurance driven. There it's all about insurance driven. So there the customers may be 1 or 2. Payers are only few. But all you are doing is just servicing the customer. Here you are not only servicing the customer, you are also invoicing the customer. You are actually collecting the money as well. So when I say 4 million patients we service every year, which means 4 million bills are being cut on the spot, right? We found that these softwares are not really built to handle commercial side of business. I don't know how it is in hospital side, but myself and our team, we decided that we need to do something different. Probably we don't need to load our business aspect on this software. So we said, let's now implement. All of us are very familiar with ERP. So we went to Microsoft and looked at, sorry, there is a mistake, it's not LIS, it's actually ERP. So we then, in fact, Arun Mathu is our IT head, he's very familiar with ERP, he has implemented a lot of ERPs in his stint. So he suggested that this is the best software. So we implemented this. And myself, being a pure marketing guy in Hindustan Lever, I was very keen to look at where I can do a lot of CRMs. So we built a capability of having a patient ID. And as and when the patient visits, at least a number is given, so that next visit is automatically tracked. And we have also seen in diagnostics, that all of us know, being from healthcare, that many diseases have family history. So it's important to actually link it up with the family members as well, as far as possible. So in our software, we have a facility of having a family ID as well. If, let's say, some family has a history of diabetes, so you can actually pick it up early and interface with the customer and maybe bit of a sort of red flag can be given much early. So you can move into a preventive space. This software helps us all on registration, billing, test details. Now we have actually interfaced this ERP with Ultra so that only test details get pushed into Ultra. After that, testing takes place. We do all our financial accounting on this on a real-time basis. So if you ask me today, a P&L of my company, actually it's available on a daily basis. I don't need to do anything. My finance guys don't need to actually close accounts. They are closed every day because it directly falls into ERP. We have very strong purchase and inventory system. I find in healthcare most facilities don't have sort of automated purchase systems, and it's all automated. We do a lot of inventory control, not only from the quantity perspective but also from aging of reagents, because that's very, very important. And MIS, as he talked about, we also have a similar dashboard to actually know how business is moving. And eventually, each lab is able to operate like a separate business unit, P&L for this. So that's how we are able to manage the business efficiency through this software. The last, which is very important, as I mentioned to you early part of my presentation, I look at this business as any service sector, anytime, anywhere. So we have built a very state-of-art call center, or call it contact center, where people can call up any time of the day, book a sort of a order for collecting of blood sample or any other query. Each and every call is recorded. As a CEO of this company, I have a right to actually barge into any conversation which is going on between the customer and our person, to actually know whether how the customer is being attended to. And we look at both inbound as well as outbound calls. And as I mentioned, report monitoring of quality interface can be done through this system. So eventually, I'm just looking at this business as anytime, anywhere. It's possible mainly because of the use of application of ICT. And our promise is, how far is Dr. Lal Path Labs? As far as your living room. And it's primarily, this promise has been possible because of IT and application of it. Thank you very much.